Hi there, I'm Carolyn Dickerson from Look Great, Lose Weight, Save Money.com. Today's edition is going to be about how to give yourself a trim. Now, someone recently commented that they would love to know how to get rid of their split ends and trim their hair, and so I thought I would address that today. Things that can contribute to split ends are abusing your hair by overbrushing or brushing when it's wet, or your hair being too dry. That can cause split ends. And also chemicals, perms can sometimes cause split ends, and not getting a trim often enough can also add to split ends and make them worse. If you've got a few split ends, the best thing that you can do is to get rid of them. And the only way to get rid of them is to trim them. Conditioners, deep conditioners, they cannot repair split ends. It just isn't possible. So the best thing you can do is to get a trim. But if you can't afford to go to a hairdresser, there is one way that you can get rid of your split ends on the bottoms of your hair only. Now, if you've got layers through your hair and don't know how those layers were cut, then stay away from trying to cut the layers by yourself. But you can give yourself a blunt cut, and that's what I wanted to show you how to do today. If you've got curly or wavy hair, the best way to do a blunt cut is on straight hair only. It's too hard to try and cut your hair if it's waving and curling like my hair. You really want to get your hair straightening iron out and go ahead and lightly straighten your hair so that it's all flat. Once you get it flat, then that's when you can trim it. Now, of course, putting heat to your hair also contributes to split ends. So try not to use excessive heat. If you've got a straightening iron that has a controller on it, make sure that the setting is a lower setting and don't use the high heat. Once you've got your hair straight, you're going to take it and divide it into two halves, like this, and just make a straight part down the back. Now, if your hair is, very short, cutting it yourself is going to be really hard. It's almost impossible. But if you've got shoulder length or longer hair, you can use different body parts to measure your hair and to get a good blunt cut. And what I like to do on dry hair, wet hair, you can cut wet hair, but wet hair, the fear is that wet hair stretches. So when you pull wet hair down, you might stretch it out more on one side and not stretch it out as much on the other, and then you're going to get an uneven cut. So the best thing to do is to have your hair dry, straighten it out, part it in the center and the back, bring it forward on both sides, and then look at your split ends. See how far they go up. Now, I don't have any split ends because I trim my hair regularly. And the last time I trimmed my hair, I used this method to get a straight, blunt cut in my own hair, so I know it works well. The only things you're going to need is a comb or brush to brush out your hair and a good pair of shears. Simply bring the hair forward and then decide how much you want to cut. Let's say, for example, that I wanted to cut my hair this length. You need to make sure that your face you don't want to cut this side or one side with your head up like this and then cut the other side with your hair down like that, because that's going to give you an uneven cut. Be sure to keep your face straight forward, look in the mirror, and then decide where you want to cut it, and then simply cut it straight across. Just cut it. I'm not going to cut my hair. I'm just showing you that's how you measure it, or that's how you're going to start the process. And then once you get that cut, you're going to look and see where it lands. If your cut lands at the top of your bosom right here, then that's where you're going to want the other side to fall, and you just need to eyeball it and look in the mirror and bring the hair over with the other hair that's been cut. Bring it over in the mirror, look, and then make one little guide cut. You're just going to cut a little bit of the hair on the other side the same as you cut the hair on the side that's already been cut. And then once you get that guide, look in the mirror, use the guide, and then make your other cut. Be sure to hold your scissors level though. Don't hold them slanted. Don't hold them this way. Be sure to hold them level. Keep your face forward and look at what you're doing. Use your body as a measurement. If you've got to get out a magic marker and mark it, you know, you can eyeball it like that. You get a magic marker out where you make the cut on one side, use a marker, get a ruler, measure it over, make another mark on the other side, and then you've got another guide that you can use instead of using your hair as a guide. So you're going to cut one side, either make a guide with your hair or mark your body in the same place on both sides, and then make your other cut. And when your hair goes to the back, it's going to be completely blunt. You're going to get rid of the split ends that were bugging you, and it's a great way to keep your own hair trimmed in between visits to your hairdresser so that you don't have that extra added expense. So I hope that's helpful to you, and that's all I got for you today. And this is Carolyn Dickerson from Look Great, Lose Weight, SaveMoney.com. Y'all come see me. I've added a whole bunch of new hair pages. I'm going to be adding more. I'm adding some more healthcare pages. I'm going to be adding some more weight loss pages. I've got lots of things going on my website all the time. I work very hard at it. Please come see me. Tell your friends to come see me, and check back in for any updates that I have. This edition has been How to Give Yourself a Trim. Ciao for now.